Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video I'm going to be claiming Princess as a 5-star from my missions. I did complete the roadmap tickets last night for the 10th bear, and this is my plan for the rest of the event. I want to just go through what my plan is for the rest of the event when it comes to the ride tickets. As you can see, I have got 11 here, but I'm not going to spend them initially, and I'll tell you why. And this is because we were on my live stream and just talking about, you know, what we're going to do with the tickets, what we're going to do with our cakes, that sort of thing. And the conversation did come up about claiming this particular collection with 15 ride tickets and 1,000 velvet cakes. And I think it was Man on the Moon said he was tempted to go for this because 1,000 collectibles is actually pretty good. The value in terms of what you're getting for your velvet cakes is the worst there is, because all the other velvet cake collections only require 500 velvet cakes, whereas this is 1,000. However, you are getting, you know, some pretty decent cards. Wang Fa, for instance, in there, that's half of him as a 5-star Ascendable. That's pretty decent. And when you consider that is half of the first 5-star Ascendable for Princess, it kind of comes to the same sort of value when it comes to the tickets. But it's just obviously you've got to have the velvet cakes. I know there are a lot of you out there who've got tons of velvet cakes because you haven't had many of the collections. I'm a sort of mix where I have had a couple of the collections, but I've also got obviously quite a lot of velvet cakes as well. Do I think this is worth it? Potentially, but it's mainly worth it if you're not going to get the second Princess, i.e. 60 bears, or you're going to get the second Princess and you're not going to hit 100 bears, you know, the sort of the next tier of missions. So what I'm doing is I'm getting to a 15 tickets, and I'm seeing that as my new baseline of the ride tickets. Instead of it being 0 is the baseline, and obviously when I get 3 I do the mission, I'm doing it when I get 18 I'll do the mission. That way, if it doesn't pan out for me to get the 60, at any time I can just claim this mission. I'm safe to claim this mission. If it gets a bit tight near the end of the event, in terms of the amount of time left, that sort of thing, that's a different hurdle I'm going to have to come against. But I think this is the safest way to do it, just so I can actually get a better reward, and getting 1,000 collectibles would be pretty good, and especially Wang Fa. So I'll just show you what I mean again in the missions tab before I claim Princess. If we go down, we can see that 60 is a big tier. 25 to 60 is quite a big jump. So you might, like I said, if you save those 15 tickets, let's say you get to 45 and you're not going to get to 60, at least you've got those 15 tickets to claim 1,000 collectibles elsewhere. And then again, there's the next one, which is 100 for another 500 collectibles. You could actually say that it's better to get 1,000 collectibles of, let's say, Wang Fa than 500 collectibles of Princess. But the only thing is you're not using any velvet cakes in that situation, so it's debatable. It really depends what you want the most. Simple as that. It really depends what you want the most. I would still say going for 2 Ascendable Princesses is the best thing you can do. So trying to get 60 teddies at least is the best way you can go. But I've managed to get 10. I could get a few more, as you could see. I have got a lot of tickets as well, so I'm going to be hitting up arenas quite a lot. But this is going to be my claim of my first Princess on this region. And we go. That's as simple as that. There's no animation. There's no, like, it's not like the museum. It doesn't look great. But we have got her on my roster now, and we're going to just take a quick look. So roster in alphabetical order. Here is Princess, and like I did a first look review of her. I think she's a great character. I'm going to slowly level her up, because obviously I'm not going to be able to get the S class in this event, so there's no real, you know, speed that I have to level these characters up at. But I'm going to obviously ascend her to 6-star, and then I'm going to slowly level her up. And I'm going to look forward to finally getting her S-Class down the line, because it's going to be quite a bit down the line when the collectibles come out for her in terms of being in the torches, the daily roadmap, that sort of thing. Probably in a couple of months. Wang Fa, Dayu, you know, there's still a couple of S-Class characters to come out in those as well. But I believe once she's finally on my roster, she's going to make a big difference. Especially as an S-Class character, you know, deal 1,000% damage to a line of enemies. Lots of damage. The normalize is a nice little boost. Especially if I come up against certain characters like Bide and Payback, makes a big difference. So I'm happy with this character, and I'm going to work as hard as possible in this event. And it hasn't been too hard, if I'm honest. It hasn't been that hard to, you know, isn't that daily heavy grind. But it's just annoying, like having to get Payback Negan, you know, now the double level ups. They have come up with this offer. I think some of you have seen. I have actually purchased one of it because I had to, because I would never level up twice. I'm not really a fan of it being 100 coins. I think it should have just been like 1 or 10, you know, really low. 100 coins isn't that much really, but it still is enough that it's just like, this is their mistake and we're effectively having to pay for it. But you do get an L in this bag, and you can basically get this L instead of getting a second level up. and just go for 1 level up, or you can buy 2 because you can actually buy 2 of this. As you can see, this offer contains 1 item, in stock 1, but I have already bought 1, so you can buy 2 of this item if you so wish. And I guess this is the best they could have done. I did say I didn't think they were going to do anything about it. It seems they did. But I'm just not a big fan of the 100 coins. Me, I've got tons of coins, but there are some people who are really, really scarce on the coins. That's not even a day's worth of videos, so like you're not going to be able to do your videos to get that bag, and that's a shame for anyone who's free to play. So hopefully you've got a little bit of coins in the bank if you want to do this. And do tell me if you go for this bag. Have you decided to buy this bag? Have you managed to get your first princess? How many bears have you got so far? What do you think of my idea about holding on to 15 of the ride tickets just in case you don't hit a certain milestone within the event, and that way you can at least potentially get 1,000 collectibles of another character like Wangfar or, you know, Arav, that sort of thing. That is the end of my video though, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.